Yeah. Today, let us prepare background to develop the second application by involving the concept called design patterns. First, we'll try to understand what is the meaning of actual design pattern. Yeah. Yeah. Today onwards, notes will be there, but it will be mix of previous notes plus adding new points because I most of the time we are spending in typing the notes. That's why now onwards it will be mix of few days I will type, few days I will use the ready-made one, right? Ready-made one means which I only prepared for other batches. I just take it and I will add the new points in this. Fine. Today we are preparing background for developing second application. But the second application I want to develop with best practices. These best practices are technically called as design patterns. What guys? So first let us try to understand what you mean by design pattern. Let us feel you are feeling feverish. Generally as Indian, you don't go to doctor when you feel feverish. You will go to medical shop. You will ask sales boy to give medicine. He will give the medicine. You will consume it. Out of 100 times, 80 times, you won't get the relief from the problem. Then your parents or friends or family members start scolding you. Why are you suffering like this? Go to doctor. Then you will go to doctor. Doctor will do 1 2 tests. Based on that, he will write the medicine. And if you look at the medicine he has given, same medicine he has given, but he suggested to take those medicine along with what? Supporting tablets, nothing but antibiotics. What are those? Antibiotics. You came to home and started using them. Within 2 3 days, you got the relief from the problem. So that means earlier you have used the same medicine but no relief. But this time you have used the medicine. This time relief has come. Right? Where is the difference? Earlier you have directly consumed the medicine. So since your body is not having immunity power, that does not work. But this time you have taken the same medicine with antibiotic support. Because of antibiotic support, your medicine started working in your body. So you got the relief from the problem, right? So that means without antibiotics, main medicine may work, may not work. But when antibiotics are there, definitely the main medicine which is given to get rid of problem will definitely work or not there. Similarly, when you use languages, technologies, framework to develop the software application, you may get side effects. To get rid of those side effects, we have to follow some best practices. These best practices are nothing but what? Design pattern. So when you start developing software application using technologies, framework, languages, having the support of design pattern, so you will develop them as what? Best application. You will get rid of what? Side effects that are coming because of what? Technologies or framework or language based application development. You will end up developing what? Perfect applications. Here, in our example, medicine is like our regular languages, technologies, and framework. When you use them, you may get perfect solution, you may not get perfect solution. But design patterns are like antibiotic tablets. Okay, when you take when you start developing applications using technology framework and what languages along with the design pattern support, you will end up developing with what? Perfect application and best applications. Nothing great, guys. Work will be done, but you want to do for perfect work, you have to take the support of what? Design pattern. Simple thing I will say. Your stomach feeling hungry, your stomach is feeling hungry. You want to fill the stomach. There are many ways to fill the stomach, guys. Number one, open the stomach through surgery and keep the food inside it. Right? or or fill the food inside that, right? Or what you have to do is maybe maybe you can go to hospital, you can take a saline bottle that also gives the feeling of what? Stomach fill. Or eat a medicine that gives signals to brain. Eat a medicine that gives what? Signal to brain. You are not hungry. So these many are there, but the best practice is always only one thing. What is that? Take the food, keep in the mouth, okay? Chew it properly. Come on, guys. You should not eat fastly. You should chew it properly, right? So technically, people say each bite you have to chew it for what? 32 times. But how many of us we really do? That's the secondary one. Okay, if you do, it will reduce burden on your digestion system. Otherwise, the digestion system has to work a lot to digest the food. Chew it properly, then swallow it, then it will reach to the stomach. This is the best practice or not there? Similarly, when you are developing any software application using language or technology or what framework, there are many ways to develop the application. But the best way of developing that application, getting rid of all the problems, all the side effects, is technically called as what? Working with a design pattern. Technically called as what? Working with a design pattern. Are you understanding my statement, guys? So is it a separate subject? No, it is not a separate subject to learn, guys. Super senior developers from the 1990s, they found problems in object-oriented programming, started documenting the solution. In those solutions, the best solutions are called what? Design pattern. And the worst solutions are called as what? Anti-patterns. What patterns? The best solutions are called design pattern. The worst solutions are called anti-patterns. Some people gathered all these best solution in one place, and that one place is called pattern catalog. What else? When you go to restaurant, they give menu, na? In our restaurant, these items are available. That is catalog only. When you go to any shop, they will give catalog of the items, right? You go to Bajaj Electronics, they give catalog, na? I have these many electronic items, these many washing machine, these many TVs. They just give list of items, they give category wise, right? That is called catalog. Sir, how it exactly started, sir? How exactly it is started? Okay. In 1970, there is a person called Alexander Christopher. At that time, he was a retired civil engineer. He has got huge experience of 40 to 50 years in civil engineering industry. And he has released one book specifying all best methodologies of construction. And it has become huge hit and it has become Bible for construction industry. Anyone want to construct anything, they used to refer this book. For dams, one procedure he has given. For high-rise buildings, one procedure he has given. It has become Bible of construction industry. In 1990s, okay, there are four people who are named themselves as Gang of Four. What is that? Gang of Four. Who are they now? 1 minute. I'll give in a minute. Eric Gama, Richard Helm, Ralph Johnson, John Swisdels. Okay, these four people together formed as what? Gang of Four. They inspired from that book. What is that book? Civil Engineering Best Practices book. They thought, why can't we develop similar thing for software industry? Then they started listing out all the problems of object-oriented program. And they started writing solutions for that. Initially, they found 100 problem, 100 solution. They reached 100 design pattern. But in that one, what they noticed is some solutions are contradicting with other solutions suggested by them. And no one accepted 100 design patterns. After a lot of analysis, brainstorming, they cut down that count to 23 design pattern. How many, guys? Till even today, those 23 design patterns are considered as best design pattern to work with any object-oriented programming. Especially in standalone applications development, they are considered as the best design pattern. By seeing the word design patterns, people thinks these are related to project designing. Sorry. Design patterns are given, okay, are designed, okay, to solve certain pattern problems. What problems? Pattern means repeatedly occurring numbers. Designed to solve the problem that is coming in certain pattern. That's why it is called design pattern. It's a purely coding one. It's a purely development related concept. It's no way related to what? Project designing. It's by, don't be cheated or don't come to one wrong conclusion or design pattern or related to project designing. No, it's a purely required in the implementation of the project. In the development of the project, they are definitely required. I hope you convinced, my dear. Yeah, whatever names you are seeing, singleton class, factory pattern, strategy design pattern design pattern, one and the same. Strategy design pattern, all these are called what? Best solutions for reoccurring problems. Okay, for example, you take singleton class. Why I need it? Where is the problem? Why? How does it is a solution? There's a class, no member variables. One fellow is creating 300 objects for that class. How many objects? 300 objects means you are wasting the memory for 300 objects or not? All these objects are having any data? No. That means all these objects are identical objects, na? What is need of creating 300 object? Create one object, use it for 300 times. That means if someone wants to create second object also, class should not allow. Come on, guys. The class that allows us to create only one object in any given situation is called as what? Is called as what? Are you getting my point, my dear? In any situation, it allows us to create only one object maximum. That is called singleton class or not there. Are you understanding my statement, my dear? Come on, everyone. In any situation, if you try to create second object, it says, hey, already object is there, take it. Only it allows us to create first object. So creating one object and using it for what, 300 times or 400 times will definitely save the memory or not there. You can use that memory for other purpose. And that too in Java, object creation is very costly affair. It needs a lot of memory and lot of CPU time. Number of object creation you are reducing means you are improving the performance of the application so greatly or not there. I think you got the clarity, my dear. Come on. So final conclusion is design patterns can be used in any programming language, technology framework as best solutions for recurring problems of application development. Reoccurring means repeatedly occurring problems of best. Let me give definition number one of design pattern. Design patterns are sets of rules that are given as what? Best solutions for recurring problems of application development. You take singleton class. What's the best solution to avoid the memory wastage? especially when not required. Instead of creating multiple objects for one class, that too when object is not having data, you create one object and use it for multiple times. If someone attempting to create second object also, you should not allow. You should return already created object. Let me give my second definition for design pattern. Design patterns are the best practices to develop the software applications using languages, technologies, and framework more effectively. If you develop the applications directly by using language technology framework, you may get best application, you may not get best application. But if I involve the design pattern, because they are the best solution for recurring problem, it will end up developing as a best application or not there. It will end up developing as what? Best application or not there. So full and final conclusion is, if you develop software application without involving design pattern, you may get best application, you may not get so, or you may end up developing application having side effects. But if you involve design pattern, definitely you will get the best application. So now onwards, whenever you develop any application, whatever the possible design patterns are there, try to involve them. Then it will be really good, no doubt in that. A design pattern is always three-part principle, guys. Three-part principle. That means total three things are involved. A problem, a solution, and a context. Problem. Creating multiple objects for Java class without having data in objects is waste of memory. Problem understood now? Solution. Make the class as what? Singleton class. Give me one chair. Make the class as what? Singleton class. That means what? In any given situation, it will create only one object. So that means what? Only one object memory is used. Remaining objects memory is not wasted. So you have saved the memory or not there. But context. When does that looks like a problem? When does it looks like a solution? Situation also very important. Class not having properties, then it looks like a problem. Class having properties, object to object data is changing. Come on, guys. Is it a problem? Creating multiple objects? Okay. And do you think singleton class will look like a solution for that problem? No. So context also very important, right? Every time multiple object creation is not a problem. When class is not having any member variables, it's empty class. Only methods are there, member variables are not there. Someone is creating huge number of objects back to back, then you are wasting the memory, right? In that context only, that's a problem. And singleton solution also, singleton class solution also solution, only when class is not having member variables, right, guys? So context also matters, boss. Every time problem is not a problem. Every time solution is not a solution. Under which context problem is coming, under which context the solution is working. That also matters or not there. So whenever you think about any design pattern, what is the problem? What is the solution? In which context that problem occurs? In which context the solution works? You have to worry about this. One more thing I will discuss. There's a third party supplied class. I don't know how many constructors it is having, how many factory methods it is having, but I want to create object for that class. Then I have to struggle a lot to open the source codes, list number of constructor that it is having. Are there any factory method that it is having? Come on. So much hangama I have to go through before creating object are not there. Instead of that, they said, okay, call this method, you will get the object. You don't worry how I'm creating object. This design pattern is called factory design pattern. What is there? It says, you ask me object, I'll give object. You don't worry how I'm creating object. That's my headache. It is simplifying the process of creating object or not. Or yesterday I need object of java.lang.class. I'm just calling class dot for name now. Am I worried how it is created? Not. Am I really worried how that object is actually created? Definitely not. Certainly not. Right, my dear? Okay. In JDBC, driver manager dot get connection is there. Your calling method getting object. Are you worried about how it is internally creating JDBC connection object? Using one parama, zero parama, or some other method it is calling. Are you worried about that? Are you enjoying abstraction on object creation process? Factory pattern says, you ask me object, I will give object. But don't worry how object is created. That's my headache. You don't believe entire JDBC statements are factory statements only. Factory pattern statements only. Observe. Driver manager not get connection object comes. Are you worried about how connection object is created? No. You call the method, get the object. Statement st is equal to con dot create statement. You call another method getting statement object. Are you worried about how that statement object is internally created? No. Results at rs is equal to st dot what? Execute query of some query. You are getting results at object. Are you bothered about how results at object is really created? Observe one thing carefully. In core Java, whenever you want to create object, new. But in JDBC, you created so many objects. Did you use new operator at least one time? Did you ever question yourself? Why I'm not using new operator in JDBC programming? Because you are dealing with what? A lot of statement that are involved with what? Factory patterns. Yeah, all these are factory patterns only, right? Driver manager dot get connection dealing with the factory pattern. Con dot create statement dealing with the factory pattern. Why they have done like this? In this world, JDBC technology only one, but JDBC drivers are 100. JDBC technology just giving interfaces, right? 100 JDBC drivers are giving 100 sets of implementation classes. And these class names are changing driver to driver. I mean to say JDBC driver to JDBC driver. Is it possible to remember all the class names seriously? Come on, guys. If you remember Oracle JDBC driver classes and use a new operator to create object, but can you get same classes in MySQL JDBC driver? No. If you start working with a new operator, you will start writing code specific to one database, one JDBC driver. Na? Come on, guys. That's why they have come up with what? Factory pattern. What they say, these are the standard method you call. Okay, you will get object without worrying about the class names. Yes, na, boss. Based on the JDBC driver use, it internal pick the classes and creates the object and returns the object. You just worry about receiving object and using object. Don't worry about what? How those objects are actually created, right? So that what's happening? Whether it is Oracle database JDBC code or MySQL database JDBC code, the way I create connection object, statement object, result set object, more or less remains same or not there. Tomorrow I changed my application talking to MySQL. The way I created driver manage get connection and getting connection object remains same. Na? Maybe one, two arguments will change in the get connection method. When it comes to statement object creation, same statement. Result set, same statement. But it is not talking with what? Oracle, it is talking to MySQL, right? That's a basic advantage that we are having with the factory pattern or not there. So full and final conclusion is definition number one. Design patterns are set of rules. You have to follow those rules that are given as what? Best solution for recurring problems of what? Application development. I want reply, my dear. Definition number two. Design patterns are what? Design patterns are best practices to use Languages, technologies, framework effectively in application development. Okay, based on Christopher Alexander civil engineering best practices. Okay, Ganga 4 prepared what? Ganga 4 pattern. How many? 23 numbers. To develop any standalone application in using any object-oriented programming language, Ganga 4 patterns are considered as the best cons because they address different problems of different situation and different solutions of same situations, right? But they're mainly given only for standalone application development. But project means not just standalone application now, my dear. Project deals with what? Uh, different types of application development, right? But let me care. Ganga 4 patterns are nowhere related to Java, guys. They can be implemented in any object-oriented programming. Java is also one of them. You can take singleton class, you can implement in C++, which is object-oriented, Python, C Sharp, okay, small, what is that? Small talk, Ada, Scala, all these are object-oriented programming languages. Okay, now listen. By seeing these 23 number of Ganga 4 patterns, Sun Microsystem, who has given JWE module to the world, Java Enterprise Edition, they thought that using this JWE module, I'm going to develop layered applications. What applications? What do you mean by layered application? Don't keep all logics in single class or single file. Keep different logics in what? Different classes or files and make them talking with each other, right? Make them talking with each other. That is called layered application or not? That is technically, logically called what? Layered application. While developing this layered application also, there is a possibility of getting side effects. To get rid of these side effects, again, some best solutions are required. They also released 25 plus JWE pattern addressing the problems related to what? Layered application development. What development? Are you understanding my statement, guys? These are purely to develop advanced application like web application, distributed application. Generally, these applications will be developed as what? Layered applications. What applications, guys? Generally, these applications are developed as what? Layered applications. Are you getting my point there, guys? Okay, now microservice architecture is really doing well in the market. Say something, guys. What architecture? Micro. There also, there is a possibility of getting problems. Addressing these problems in the market, microservice design patterns are there. Sir, can you give me example of JWE design pattern? DAO, front controller, application controller. Come on. Business delegate. All these are what? JWE pattern. They're purely given to develop the layered application. But microservice architecture is newly picked up architecture. There also there's a possibility of getting problem. Addressing this problem, again some design patterns are there. Circuit breaker, API gateway, Saga, all these are what? Microservice architecture patterns. What patterns, guys? Okay, check it out. As of now, in Java domain, we have three categories of design pattern. Number one, GOF pattern for standalone application. Number two, JWE patterns for Java-based applications and what? Distributed applications. Are you getting my point there or not? Number three, microservice pattern in the development of what? Microservice architecture application. Microservice pattern. In the development of what, guys? Microservice architecture application. Are you understanding my statement, guys? 1 minute, guys. Yeah. Design pattern is always what? Three-part rule. Just now we discussed about all these things are not there. So overall, how many design patterns are there, guys? How many categories of design patterns are there? Three category. Three pattern catalogs are there. Number one, Ganga 4 pattern, singleton factory, abstract factory, all this stuff, guys. Next, JWE patterns, guys. What is that patterns? JWE patterns for Java-based web application, distributed application. Next, microservice pattern, guys. Nothing but microservice architecture design patterns are not there. Okay, right. No, this is JWE patterns. DAO, front controller, business delegate, all these are what? This one. Okay. Keeping different category logics in different classes or files, making them interacting with each other is called what? Okay. Standalone application is like what? Bachelor room. Layered application is like what? 4 BHK. I think I keep on saying this statement, guys. All logics you kept in single class. Bachelor room. Because bachelor room means what? That only kitchen, that only bedroom, that only living room, everything happens in same room or not? You're mixing up multiple activities in single room, right? Okay, layered application is like what? 4 BHK, 3 BHK flat. For every activity, separate room is there. At the end, they are integrated with the hall area or not there. Common living area or not there. Ganga 4 patterns are basic pattern. JW patterns are advanced pattern, right? Okay. In the implementation of one design pattern, we can take the support of what? Another design pattern. Are you getting my point there or not there? Yeah. Check it out one by one. First, we'll try to understand Ganga 4 pattern. Check it out. In Java, we generally see two types of design pattern. Only for standalone application, Ganga 4 pattern, given by 4 software engineer to use OOP languages more effectively in application development, right? These design patterns can be implemented in what? Any OOP language. Ganga 4 or Geo 4 means what? Ganga 4. And these are 4 people are not there. Yes. Design patterns are related to project coding or implementation. They are nowhere related to what? Project designing. Are you getting my point? Nearly 23 patterns are given in this category. Some of them are what? Singleton, factory, and all this stuff is discussed or not there. Okay, next one, JWE patterns. What patterns, guys? Since JWE module and its technologies are given to develop what? Web application, distributed applications as layered application. These JWE patterns are given as best solution solving the recurring problems of layered applications like what? Web application, distributed application. Nearly 20 plus design patterns are given now, boss. These are required to implement in what? Java, JWE technologies and what? Framework. Examples, DAO, front controller, business delegate, and other one. Okay, Ganga 4 pattern can be used in the implementation of JWE pattern or not there. In the implementation of one design pattern, we can take the support of what? Another design pattern or not there, guys. Okay. Sir, what is the difference between architecture and what? Design pattern. Now it's a time to understand what is the difference between architecture and what? Design pattern. Yeah, listen. MVC is an architecture. What is there? That give end-to-end procedure completing the application. While developing such application, in different areas, different problems will come. The best solution solving those problems are called design patterns. The best solution solving those problems are called as what? Design pattern. I hope you convinced with me, my dear. Come on, my dear. I want reply from you people, guys. The best solution solving those problems is technically called as what? Design pattern. I hope you convinced with me, my dear. Come on, everyone. Getting my point here or not there? For example, MVC is a architecture to develop layered application end to end. M for model containing business logic and persistence logic. View for view containing presentation logic. C for controller containing monitoring and controlling logics. Come on, guys. While developing these model layer logic, there's a possibility of getting some problem. Addressing this problem, we use some design pattern like business delegate, DAO kind of. While developing view layer logic, some problems may be there. Okay, addressing this problem, we use some more design pattern like composite view, view helper kind of thing. While developing controller layer logic, some problems may come. Addressing those problems, we have design patterns called what? Front controller, application controller kind of thing. Listen, building architecture talks about end-to-end building construction or not there. Come on, guys. In that, while constructing walls, some problems have come. And we apply some solution to solve the problem only in wall construction. That is called design pattern solving the wall construction related problem or not. That is called design pattern solving what? Wall construction related problem. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Microservice is an architecture, but while doing different things in microservice architecture development, problems will come. Addressing those problems, we have what? Microservice architecture design patterns are not there. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Right. What is the difference between architecture and what? Design pattern. Architecture gives end-to-end plan to design and develop the application. While writing each section logic in certain architecture-based application development, we use different design pattern to solve what? Reoccurring problems. To solve what problems? MEC is an architecture to develop what? Java application end-to-end. Model view controller. While writing model layer logics, we use business delegate, DAO patterns, etc. View layer logic, we use what? Composite view, view helper design pattern. While writing controller layer logics, we use what? Other design patterns like front controller, application controller, etc. are not there. Layer is a logical or physical separation having certain category logic. Presentation logic contain presentation logic. Persistence layer contain persistence logic, nothing but JDB. In the development of microservice architecture project, we use design patterns like what? API gateway, circuit breaker, and etc. These are called what? Microservice patterns. What patterns, guys? Architecture uses design pattern in different modules or layers of application development. Layered application means what? Keeping different logics in different classes or files and making them talking with each other are not there. So final conclusion is what, guys? In Java domain, we are going to deal with how many categories of design pattern? 3 categories of design pattern. What are those, guys? Ganga 4 patterns. What patterns, guys? What patterns, guys? Gang of. What are the examples of this? Singleton class. Number 1, singleton. Factory pattern. Strategy. What is there? Strategy pattern. Next, uh, strategy pattern. We have builder pattern, and etc. JWE patterns, guys. Tell me, what are the JWE patterns we have, guys? DAO, DAD, business delegate. What is their business delegate? Front controller, and etc. What are the examples of microservice pattern, guys? API gateway. What is there? Circuit breaker. Come on. API gateway, circuit breaker, Saga. Okay, we have a lot of things, guys. Saga and etc. So these are the three categories of design pattern that we have to worry about or not. Yes. Yeah, don't worry. As part of this course, whatever required design patterns are there, I will cover, boss. Don't worry about it. Whatever required design patterns are there, I will cover it. I think you got the basic idea about the design patterns. Is this a separate subject, separate language, separate technology, separate framework? No. What is this? The best practice of coding, addressing certain problems, that to reoccurring problem, is called design pattern. This can be implemented in any OOP language. In C language, we don't have design pattern because that's procedure oriented, outdated. No one taken seriously and no one given design pattern for that, right? Number one, what? This one, guys. Addressing design patterns are there, given as best solutions for recurring problems of application development are not there. Okay, let me put like this, guys. Let me put in this way. Whenever you are using any language technology framework as it is, without applying design pattern, side effects may come. If you are ready with the side effects, you work without design pattern. No, I want best effect from this application development. Then you have to involve design patterns or not there. In Java domain, total how many categories of design pattern you have to deal, guys? 3 again. What are those? Ganga 4 pattern for standalone application, JWE for web application and distributed, especially layered application. And for microservice architecture, microservice pattern. Yes or no, guys? What is the difference between architecture and design pattern? Architecture gives total plan for application development end to end. There, while developing each section of logics or each layer of logic, problems will come. Addressing those problems, whatever solution that is given, that is called as what? Design pattern. Whatever solution that is given, that is technically called as what? Design pattern. Are you getting my point there or not there? Convinced with me, my dear? Come on, everyone. Yeah, shall we start talking about first design pattern? That is what? Factory pattern, guys. It's a Ganga 4 pattern. Can be implemented in any OOP language. But what it says, you asked me object, I will give the object. Don't worry how object is created. That's not, boss. You want to create object for third party class, but you don't have grip on what is there, what is not there in that class. If that class gives one method acting as a factory pattern, you just call the method, you will get the object. That's it. Come on, my dear. Already driver manager dot get connection is implementing factory pattern, boss. You want connection object, but you don't know how to create it because you really don't know for which class you should create. You don't know in that class one param constructor is there or two param constructor is there or some other technique is there to create object. You really don't know. So then driver manage dot get connection says, hey programmer, don't worry, you pass your inputs to me, I will give the connection object accordingly. You're simply enjoying abstraction or not there. In driver mains dot get connection, if I pass Oracle related username password URL, you will get connection object pointing to Oracle na boss. If I pass MySQL related detail, I'm getting connection object pointing to MySQL na boss. If I pass some other database software detail, it is giving me what? Some other database connection object are not there. Am I worried about class name? Am I worried about the technique it has used to create the object? You're calling the method, getting the object. Maybe you have not seen JDBC in that angle so far, right? Every line of JDBC is dealing with what? Factory pattern. Factory pattern says, I will return one of the several related classes based on the data that is passed. I will return one of the several related class object based on the data that is passed. You take driver means that get connection. If I pass Oracle related driver details, I'm getting Oracle connection object. MySQL detail, MySQL connection object. Some other detail, some other connection object. If you look at the classes of all these connection objects, they're commonly implementing connection interface or not there. So multiple classes are implementing same interface or extending from same class means, can I say them they are related classes, guys? Say something, my dear. Can I say them they are related classes, my dear? So that means factory pattern says, I will return one of the several related class object based on the data that is passed or not there. Okay, for example, car factory. You have gone to car factory, given car model name. It returns that model car or not there. Are you bothered about how that car is manufactured? You passed a model name, you got the car. You passed, suppose you have a car factory called Maruti Suzuki factory. What is the factory name? What is the specialty of Maruti Suzuki, you know? It's a parental company, Suzuki. Compared to Suzuki, Maruti Suzuki do more business. Indian company Maruti, Japanese company Suzuki, together tied up and started manufacturing vehicles in India. Right? Okay. But compared to Suzuki business, Maruti Suzuki business is more. Because Indian market is bigger market. And Suzuki is not a popular brand in Asian or world history. But in India, okay, because people looks for what? Budget cars. And Maruti offers more of what? Budget cars. Entry level car segment means Maruti Suzuki. Right? Okay. Same thing with Hero and Honda. Now they separated because Honda felt I can do direct business. Why should I run with what? Hero. And they're separated and they are doing their own businesses nowadays, right? Okay. I think still Hero bikes are popular or Honda bikes are popular. Hero bikes only popular. Yeah. Fine. But Maruti Suzuki is still running as a giant company. Why? Because they're doing well. And that too, they have a lot of competition in the car market. In bike manufacturing market, hardly 2, 3 players are there. You can see Hero, Honda, Suzuki, and Yamaha. These are very less players are there, right? And when it comes to what? Car manufacturing, so many multiple companies are there. And huge competition is there. Fine. Okay. You go to biscuit factory, guys. Come on. You go to biscuit factory. Tell the biscuit type. I want every biscuit will have a name, na brand, category name or whatever it is. Okay, you tell this, it will give you the biscuit. But is it going to expose how it is really uh, preparing that biscuit? A recipe of the biscuit, ingredients related to biscuit, it is going to reveal? No. You asked biscuit, it is delivering biscuit. It is providing abstraction, whole manufacturing process or creation process are not there. Car factory provides abstraction on car manufacturing. The two, it will return that model of the car based on the model you have chosen. That means car factory is returning one of the several related cars based on the model name you have passed or not. Biscuit factory is giving biscuit packet based on the name of the biscuit you passed or not there. Driver managed not get connection is giving such a connection object based on the JDBC driver details you passed are not there. So that means factory pattern says, I will return one of the several related class object based on the data that you have given. What do you mean by several related classes? Okay, classes that are having common superclass or common implemented interface. They're related only, na boss. Oh, you all are related people because you belongs to same batch. One common thing is there or not there. We all are related because we all belongs to Naresh IT. One or other commonness will be there or not there. After coming to Amirpet, after talking to each other, you try to relate. Oh, you try to relate. You are from MP, I am from MP. You are from UP, I am from UP. Some commonness you try to bring are not there. So multiple people belongs to UP. Then you will say you are from certain place, I am from certain place of that UP. Right? So one or other commonness will try to find out are not there. So the final conclusion is factory pattern says I return one of the several related class object based on the data that is passed. Factory pattern gives two advantages. Number one, returns one of the several related class object. Number two, it provides abstraction in object creation. Abstraction means you ask object, I give object. Don't worry how object is created. There are so many techniques to create object, but you don't bother about that. You ask me object, I will give object. Sir, I have a confusion now. Second, this pattern provides abstraction while creating and returning one of the several related class object based on the data that is passed. To make several classes as related classes, we need to see them implementing what? Either common interface or extending from what? Common superclass. Concrete class or what? Abstract. Concrete class or what? Abstract class. Are you getting my point there or not? Car factory creates and returns car object based on the model name we pass by providing abstraction on car object creation or not there. Connection con is equal to driver manage dot get connection provides abstraction on what? Creating, returning JDBC connection object for certain database based on the URL, username, password we passed are not there. If you pass URL, username, password with respect to Oracle database software, we will get a connection object pointing to Oracle database software, my dear. If you pass same details for MySQL, you will get connection object pointing to MySQL database software, my dear. So now I am confused, sir. Factory method also, I know. Factory pattern now you introduced. What is the difference between factory method and factory pattern? Listen. Factory pattern internal uses factory method. Right? Factory method says I return object. It may be same class object, related class object, or unrelated class object. But factory pattern uses factory method, and that factory pattern, factory method or factory pattern, very strict about returning what? Only related class object. Very clear. So that means factory method is without rules. It can return any object. Factory pattern says I use factory method internally, but I'm very clear I will return one of the several related class object based on the data that is passed. In the implementation of factory pattern, we have to keep one factory method, but this factory method is not having freedom to return any class object. It has to return one of the several related class object based on the data that is passed. Are you getting my point there or not there? Check it out. Every factory pattern internally uses what? One static factory method having logic of what? Factory pattern. Nothing but creating and returning what? One of the several related class object based on the data that is passed. Are you getting my point there? Developer who use factory pattern by calling static factory method with the data on factory class gets two benefits. Number one, choosing the class from the several related class based on the data that is passed. And number two, abstraction, hiding details on object creation and what? Returning process. Object creation and what? Returning process. Convinced with me, my dear? Come on, everyone. Okay, now I'm going to talk about difference between factory method and factory pattern. I already said factory method is rule creates and return object without allowing any rules. Either same class object, different class object, or different means related or unrelated class object. When it comes to what? Factory pattern. What pattern, guys? When it comes to factory pattern, it internally uses factory method and returns what? One of the several related class objects are not there. See this? Factory method is a method that create and return Java object directly or what? Indirect. Factory method can return either its own class object or what? Relevant or unrelated class object. Thread T is equal to thread dot current thread. It is returning thread class object or not there. That means factory method returning its own class object or not there. Calendar cal is equal to calendar dot get instance. It looks like it is returning calendar class object, but actually not. It is returning what? One of the related class object, guys. What is there? Calendar cal is equal to calendar dot get instance. Returning relevant class object, that is Gregorian calendar object or what? Gregorian calendar subclass object, which is subclass of calendar class abstract class. It is not returning its own class object. It is actually returning what? Gregorian calendar object. But Gregorian calendar is the subclass of calendar. And superclass reference variable can refer its subclass object or not there. That means it is a factory method returning what? Relevant class object. Array list AL is equal to new array list. String S is equal to AL dot to string. Array list is separate class. String is separate class. But to string method is returning string class object or not there. Is there any relation between string and array list, guys? No. It's a factory method returning what? Unrelated class object or not there. All these are factory methods only. Okay. Any method that creates and returns object is called factory method. If that method is static, then it is called what? Static factory method. Okay. Continuation. If that method is non-static, if that method is, if that method is non-static, what is there, guys? Non-static. Then it is called non-static factory method. What method, guys? Non-static factory method. I hope you convinced with me, my dear. Come on. Super. Most of the design pattern internally needs the support of what? Factory. What is the difference between factory method and what? Factory pattern. Just now I discussed it, na boss. with the strict rules, factory pattern is implemented. It internally uses what? Factory method. Factory method says, I create and return object. That object can be created for current class, related class, unrelated class. Already discussed now, boss. Factory pattern internally uses what? Factory method and creates returns one of the several related class object based on the data that is being passed or not there. Super. Factory method creates and return any class object, current, related, unrelated class. Factory pattern internally uses factory method but returns what? One of the several related class object based on the data that is passed or not there. I hope no confusion now onwards. If someone says, factory method is already there now, why should I go for factory pattern? Factory pattern is very clear. It is going to return one of the several related class object based on the data that is passed. Check it out. This is driver manage.get connection. Don't you think this is Oracle URL? Oracle username, password. So it is going to give JDBC connection object for Oracle or not there. Super. Here I am passing MySQL URL details, guys. MySQL details. This connection object is going to point to MySQL database or not there. So you said it is going to return one of the several related class object. This is Oracle connection. This is MySQL connection. How they are related, sir? Array, all these classes, connection object of Oracle, the class connection object of Oracle, the class belongs to connection object of MySQL, the class belongs to connection object of PostgreSQL. All these classes, okay, implements connection as the common interface. What interface, guys? In that context, drivermanage.get connection is returning one of the several related class objects are not there. One of the several related classes object, and all these classes are implementing connection as the common interface are not there. Super. Not only that, guys, come on. In Spring, factory.getBean, ctx.getBean is there. Come on. You pass bean ID, you get the object. Is it not a factory pattern? Check it out. You pass the bean ID, get the object. Are you bothered about how object is created? Come on, my dear. So don't you think factory pattern is also there? Look at the first IOC container name, bean factory. Factory for giving beans. Which beans? Spring beans. In the name itself, factory is there, my dear. Convinced or not? Yeah. Spring IOC container is given based on what? Factory pattern. ctx.getBean WMG. We are getting this message generator class object or not there. Factory method of factory pattern is mostly static method, but not mandatory. That means it can be taken as what? Static or what? Non-static. Static or what? Non-static. Most of the statements in JDBC are factory pattern statement because they create and return object by providing abstraction on what? Object creation process. Check it out. Statement st is equal to con.create statement. I'm getting statement object. Am I bothered about how that statement object is created, guys? Result set rs is equal to st.execute query. I'm getting result set object. Am I bothered about how that result set object is created, my dear? Convinced or not, my dear? Everyone understood my statement or not? Factory pattern is a class that is having what? Static or non-static factory method, having logics to create and return what? One of the several related class object based on the data that is being passed or not there. Okay, all these are what? Same thing. All these are factory pattern statements only, Namais. Okay. So now I would like to implement factory pattern using what? Core Java. Yes, I'll take multiple cars implementing same car interface. Right, my dear? But people wants to create different car objects. But I don't want to suffer the people knowing the process of creating objects for car class. What I should do? If I provide factory for them, they just call method of factory class that will give the car object based on the class name he passed or not there. Or car model name they passed or not there. Always think that classes are developed by someone, classes are used by someone. This someone who want to use the classes don't know how to create object. In that situation, the person who is creating classes provide factory pattern for them. The people who want to use classes, they will get easiness of creating object or not. But don't ever think that classes, factory pattern and factory pattern also used by same programmer. Then he knows everything, you won't enjoy the abstraction. See, driver manager dot get connection is given by someone. I'm using it. I'm feeling abstraction or not there. I only develop a driver manager dot connection. I only calling driver manager dot get connection. Since I know every internal, will I feel abstraction, guys? But someone is given, I am using it. I'm not interested to see the source code of it, but I want to enjoy connection object that is coming. Definitely I can feel the abstraction or not there. Definitely we can feel the abstraction to the greater level or not there. Yeah, let's do that work, guys. Where is this? Yeah, let me create it, guys. I want to develop this one using core Java pattern. Yeah, shall we start working with that? What happens to this screen? Came or not came? Yeah. New, where is this? Project, Java project, new project. What project, guys? Java project. Followed by that, what is that? Sir, sometime please share your concentrate on subject, Ra Babu. Okay, fine. Where is this? Pros 07. From IOC Pros 07. Tell me factory pattern core Java. Factory pattern core Java. Super. Okay. Now tell me here, where is this? New, where is their package? Com dot nt dot components. Component means reusable classes are called component. I'll take it's a since core Java, I need not to take any Spring related jars, guys. Com dot nt dot factory. There I want to keep the factory class. Next package com dot nt dot main. And after doing all the thing, I have to test it now, boss. That's okay. I'll take, or in the paintbrush, I might be having bike example. I will give car example here. Is it okay now? I hope you are not that much dumb. There bike, here also bike. Fine. Concept is important. Yeah, tell me here. Interface. Generally, it's better to have I word before the interface name to tell that is an interface, nothing else. Car, actually car, but I'm taking I car to tell that it's an interface car. It's a practice only, recommendation only, not a rule to follow. Yeah, there I am taking public wide drive. I'm just taking drive. Is one method because every car should be driven, right? That's why. I'm taking multiple classes implementing this class. Okay, class. I will take sports car. What car, guys? The sports car implementing what? iCar interface. And forced to implement what method, guys? Drive method. Okay. Systrace. Okay. Drive. What is there? Driving. Driving which sports car? Let me give some name. Bukatia. Bugatti sports car. Okay. Driving Bugatti sports car. That's good. But to give the feeling object is created, guys, I will write SOP in zero param constructor also. Systrace. I think everyone knows what systrace does. Yeah. Zero param constructor. That's good. Yeah. Save this. File. File save as. Tell me next one. This is what? Sports car. Tell me next one. Budget car. Yeah, budget cars won't sound great, but fine. Okay. Standard car. Generally, I should say standard. Yeah. Here, what is the one I should take, guys? Budget car. Zero param construct. Here is again what? Budget car. Driving. Okay, guys. Driving Alto car. Alto, but also standard car. That's good. Yeah. I'll take one more thing, guys. Yeah. Sports car, budget car. Then what will be there? SUV. Okay, na sports utility vehicle, right? Hmm. Or MV, multi-utility vehicle. MUV. MUU car. Multi-utility vehicle. That means this Innova, Fortuner, all this comes under what? MUV. Yeah. Zero param constructor driving Fortuner car. Here also, what is the one I should take? That's great or not there? Okay, fine. So we are ready with one several related classes. How they have become several related classes? By implementing common interface or not? You can take common superclass also. Now, if I don't have factory, somewhere who is suppose this main class is developed by other developer, not the same developer who is developing these classes. Then he should know how to create object for each class by using new operator or some other technique. It's very complex for him or not there. Instead of that, I'm providing one factory for these client fellows class. Since it is manufacturing car, guys, better to use the word car factory. Better to use the word car factory or not there. Yeah. Factory method, in fact, static factory method. That too public. Why public? Arey, we don't want to use this method inside this class. We want to use in somewhere outside of the class, public. Why static? No, listen. Is people interested in creating car factory object or car factory returned object? Car factory returned object. But how to call methods of car factory without car factory object? Static methods. See, if I take non-static method, people really need to create car factory object. Am I really using that object later somewhere? No. Is people interested in car factory object or car factory returned object? But logic of creating and returning car, different car objects is there in car factory. That too inside one method, right? But how to call that method without creating object for car factory? Definitely static, na boss. See, driver manager dot get connection. Why get connection is given as static method in driver manager class? Simple reason. We are least interested in driver manager class object, right? We are interested in what? Get connection, returned connection object, right, boss? Suppose if they give get connection method as a non-static method, unnecessarily I have to create object for a driver manager class. Later, is there any use with that object? So that's why you are not interested in object of certain class. But in that class, some method is there. You are interested in that method returned object. You are interested in that method returned object. Then we have to go for what? Static factory method. What method? You are not interested in object of certain class, but that class is having some method and you are interested in method returned object. So then what you should do? Better to design that method as static method or not there? See, you want to give free water to everyone. Okay. You spread that news. I am giving free water, but you kept that water inside your house. What does it mean? Everyone should come and knock your door to take your permission to take the water. Yes? Is it sounding great? Huh? You decided to give free water. Why are you keeping inside the home? Keep the same water outside your house. Without your involvement, people can come and can collect the house or not. Sir, come and collect the water or not there. You said, I have created one food recipe. Everyone can come and ask me, I will give. If you are really interested to help, give to everyone, keep in the YouTube as a free video. No, you kept it and you are telling to everyone it's free. What's the use of that? Aisa no na. Similarly, are we interested in car factory object or car factory returned object? So that logic is there inside the method. It's better to take that method as static or not there. Having factory pattern logic. What logic? Fact. Yeah, tell me guys. Public, static. Now I have a question. Now tell me. One method can have one return type or any number of return types. Any number of return types. First, sit in core Java. One method can have only one return. This method should return car object. Total how many cars I have? 3. If I take standard car, come on. If I take budget car as a return type, can I return sports car object? MVU car object? Then what should be the return type I should? I should take what is the common thing for all the 3 classes? Interface. For that reason also you have to make them as a related classes. I'll tell one small example. I conducted so many batches and still I'm going to conduct 4 more few batches, right? Is it possible for me to remember each student name? Impossible, right? But I want to refer everyone. So it's better to give common name for all the people are not there. What is that? My student, my dear student, or My favorite word, muddy fellows, worst fellows, right? Yes or no, na, guys? By using the word muddy fellow, I am referring everyone. So do I have any pressure of remembering anyone's name? Do I have pressure of identifying anyone with name? I can happily refer anyone as muddy fellow, right? Okay, one more real life example. Hmm. You have one invitation card. 6 brothers are there. Okay, how many brothers? But if I write first brother name, remaining 5 brothers won't come. What is the name I should write on the top of the card? Huh? Yeah, if I write father's name, all 5 brothers will come or not there. Because he's a common person for all the 5 brothers. Father will come and 5 sons will come. Suppose if you write first brother name, though he is very popular person, okay, do you think remaining 4 brothers will come? 4 brothers may show interest to come, but their wives will say, why are you going? Your name is not there. Huh? If I come with you, what's your brother's wife will say to me? Don't go. But that time, the remaining 4 brothers also will be convinced, right? There is a logic in the discussion, right, boss? But if father name is written, everyone owns the father, right? And all 5 brothers will go, father will go. And wives, if they say also, I don't come, okay, these people, you come or not, I am going. Yes or no, na, guys? So that commonness I am talking. So that's why the written type should be what? Icon. Everywhere Java is there, you have to identify it. What is there? I. Next, generally, it's better to take factory method name as what? Get in a stance. You can take any name, guys, but object means in a stance. Get in a stance. Get in a stance. What is there, guys? String type. String type. Now tell me here. If type equals ignore case, what is there? Budget. Budget. What I'm saying, guys, return new. What is there? Budget car. Else if type equals ignore case, type equals ignore case, what is there? Standard. Standard. Return new, what is there? Return new. I think not standard, guys. What is there? Oh, I think we have not taken standard. Standard type and budget type is same. Sport. Return new sports car. Else if type equals ignore case. Come on. MUE. Return new. Tell me. MUU car. Else. Throw. What is there? New. Illegal argument exception. What is there? Invalid ID. Invalid car type. I am simply throwing invalid car type or not. Okay, now let us enjoy abstraction from the main client application. Okay, let us assume all these are developed by X person. Now this client application developed by Y person. Someone developed driver manager class. We are enjoying that class in our JDBC programming towards creating connection object. We are enjoying abstraction or not? Super. Tell me, guys. Factory pattern test. Where is this main method? Factory pattern test. Where is this main method? Tell me here, where is this? Get a car object. What object? Get a car object. Tell me, boss. I car is equal to car factory dot what happened? Get in a stance of budget. What guys? Budget. Car factory spell mistake, huh? That's good, my dear. Yeah, sys out. Yeah, sys out. Car type. I'm just trying to get the name of the class for which class object is created. Then what is there? Car dot drive. So here we are simply driving budget car are not there. Super. Car one, some other fellow. This time is trying to get what? Car type, car one dot get class, car one dot drive. Now here we are driving what? Sports car are not there. Factory pattern test run as Java. Check it out, guys. Check it out. Zero param, budget car, driving Alto standard car. Super sports car object created, sports car, and driving Bugatti. Bugatti what? Sports car. It's happening or not? I hope everyone convinced, my dear. Come on. Got the clarity, my dear. Understood my statement. But how did you implement interface? Was it a shortcut for it? No, just implements right this. Okay. Sir, office time, please do tomorrow remaining part. Over, boss. It's over. Right. Okay. That's great. And the code is there, boss. All the code is there. Right. So if Java method return type interface means, am I going to return interface object? No. It is going to return one of the implementation class. If Java method return type is what? Abstract class. Am I going to return abstract class object? I'm going to return one of its subclass object. If Java method return type is normal class, concrete class, am I going to return, uh, what is the possibility, boss? I can return either that class object or one of its subclass object. So be ready for that. Return type will be interface. Return type will be abstract. But we are not going to return interface object or abstract class object. We are definitely going to return what? One of its implementation class object or not there. Yeah, let me upload this one. Yeah, I think you are able to feel the abstraction. Let us assume, you have to assume, otherwise you cannot feel the abstraction. Interface, 3 implementation classes, factory is given by X developer and Y developer wants to use it. And he is not bothered about how they are designed, everything, what constructors are there. He is calling method with the data. He is getting object or not there. Same driver manager is given by someone, we are using it. Are we not enjoying abstraction towards creating connection object, boss? Yeah. What's your batch code? 17th July. Spring Core. Coming. File upload. Yeah, here is what, guys? 719. Spring Core. There what? Session, how much? 17. Don't write code, but please write questions and answers. How many design patterns we are going to learn some number. I have to write the code and I have to write questions and answers both. My dear, Coding, I will not use ready-made. I will develop in front of you only. Okay? I'm doing that one, right? And there is no separate FAQs, guys. As part of subject discussion, whatever FAQs are there, I am writing there. Please come out of engineering study style preparation. I will study only question and answer. I will clear interview. No. While learning concept, okay, you have to frame the questions. I will study only questions and answer means not going to work out. How many design pattern we are going to learn? Okay. Nearly we are going to learn 10 to 15 design pattern in this particular course. Some of them are JWE patterns, some of them are core Java patterns, I mean say Ganga 4, some of them are microservice pattern. Right? Okay. Fine. All right. Now someone is asking, don't write code, but please write question and answer. Satish, change your attitude. You are still in engineering style of preparation. This is not going to work out. And if you observe very carefully, wherever there is a FAQ, I am only writing manually, if you notice or not. What is the difference between factory method and factory pattern, right? What is the difference between architecture and what? Design pattern. You are not realizing that. What can I do? You are studying in such a bad state of manner. You are not even realizing what is there in the notebook. Please. Right. I think I have already uploaded it. Yes. Don't miss tomorrow's session. Tomorrow I am going to introduce what? Strategy design pattern. Factory you might have heard here and there, but today you might have got more clarity on it. At least so far you thought factory method, factory pattern, one and the same. Or you are not aware of factory pattern, only factory method you know. But today you got crystal clear clarity on factory pattern and factory method. Factory method, no rules. Any object it can return. Factory pattern uses factory method having some rule. What is that rule? It can return one of the several related class object, not everything, right? Super. Okay. That's good.